believe in. So he is not afraid to say a lot and be confident. Shannon, do you like everything you're hearing from this guy?
Skip, I don't have a problem with him saying that. Obviously, he's going to have to back it up. Skip, really? Skip, he's not the best player on his team. He's not the best receiver on his team. And for a receiver that plays a dependent position, you got Baker Mayfield. So even if they have success, who's going to get the credit? That's the way it works.
You got Josh Gordon, you hope.
Yeah. Josh Gordon is by far the best player.
Yep.
Normally, this is how it works with billboards. I don't know if normally you ask or recommend that you have a billboard.
He's talking about that 10-story banner, the big banner that hangs on the...
Those are reserved for transcendent players.
Wow.
Maybe a Cristiano Ronaldo, a LeBron James,
a
Michael Jordan.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
In Cleveland, it's LeBron. Okay.
Skip, LeBron is a hometown kid.
Yeah.
He grew up in Akron.
The brother actually made a call to see if they could get it to make it happen. They weren't just pie in the sky talking about it. They tried to make it happen.
Skip.
Wow.
Jarvis is not a transcendent. I get what he's trying to do, but come on. He's not. You need to be the best. What is he the best at? He's not the best receiver on his team. He's not the best receiver in the NFL. So how does that? And he plays a dependent position, which means the quarterback. That's why it's hard for a wide receiver, Skip, to win the MVP.
It is.
If you have a tremendous season, what did the quarterback do? So, because even when Jerry won the MVP, I think when Jerry won the Offensive Player of the Year, I think that was John Elway was the MVP that year, the strike season, 87. That just goes to show you, though, Skip, when you have even receivers have great seasons. Randy had 23. Tom Brady was the MVP because he had 23 receiving touchdowns. Tom threw for 50. Mark Duper had 18 receiving touchdowns. Dan Marino was the MVP. He had 48. Yep. So I get what he's trying to do, Skip, but it's just pie in the sky. I understand the confidence and all that, but this is bordering on delusion.
It is, but I'm not going to condemn it. As brazen as it is, the audacity required to even think about it and actually try to make it happen, I do think he's changing their culture, and they needed somebody to attack the old culture and try to blow it up, and that's what he tried to do with that rant on Hard Knocks, and it resonated not only nationally, but I think it resonated internally. He has become the new voice of the new Cleveland Browns, right?
Right.
Maybe not the new face of, but the voice of. Sort of, I think he's become the veteran leader of, even though Tyrod effectively is the veteran leader.
Right.
There's something about, he's not even a kid anymore, but he brought some cachet. He led the NFL in receiving last year, receptions, right?
Yes.
Not yards per catch because it was a little low, but he's
a lot of low.
He's slot. He's not fast. He's 4.7, 7.40 at the combine.
That's when you're looking for a job.
Yeah, and then it was troubling that was brought up in this ESPN piece that there was a Miami Herald piece, which I was not familiar with, but a report that painted a picture of a player in Jarvis Landry who didn't pay attention to detail, didn't always run the right route, and didn't seem to respect his coaches. The story called him a, quote, pain to deal with. Okay, well, I didn't know that about him, but I can see it now because last night I made mention earlier, Tyrod overthrew him and he thought he had a step and he turned to the coach like, what are we doing? And I don't know if he had some strategic issue with the route or whatever. I don't know, but he's one of those guys who thinks he's smarter than the coaches and he's not afraid to say so. And he said he and Adam Gase just clashed constantly.
It was well documented that he thought he saw himself one way. Adam Gase saw himself as another way.
All right, but Hugh Jackson is quoted in this story as saying he's going to will us to some victories. There's no question about that in my mind, and there's no question in my mind either. I think he's got the potential to help will them because he does back it up. He will throw those head-hunting crackback blocks like no other receiver I know of.
He's a tremendous leader, Skip, but when we think about guys taking over a team and taking over a city that doesn't play the quarterback position.
It's not the right position, but he's as close to that guy as you can get at that position.
You got to go back to a Ray Lewis.
Okay.
Or you go to an Adrian Peterson. Now, we're talking about guys that, these are Hall of Fame guys. You're talking about generational players at their
remember,
position.
He's putting his head on the line when you throw those kind of blocks in a preseason game,
Yes.
and yet we hear him saying Hard Knocks, bring it on. I want to be that guy. I want them to all come after me. I want to go out on Sunday when it counts and have them all saying, we're going to get even with you. He likes that, right?
They will.
Okay, well, they will. They will definitely try.
They will.
But he's the flip side to me. Remember, he and Odell, we just had a conversation about Odell, they were soulmates. They were really tight together at LSU, and they're still very close friends.
He had more receiving yards. He had more catches and yards than Odell did last year.
And according to the Browns, he can do things in practice with one-handed catches and circus catches that are on Odell's level.
Right.
And according to people quoted in this story, Les Miles, they said his talent was, now he can't run with Odell, but his receiving talent is on par, on the same plane with Odell's. Well, he can back up a lot of what he says, right?
Right.
Okay? Because he's making catches we see on Hard Knocks where they're just circus like he did that? Like they're worthy of viral video.
But to say, I want to be what LeBron is.
I know that's too much. It's just too much, but I still like the vibe of it. He's trying to send a message to all the losers in the locker room who went through 1-31. Hey, this is new. This is different. And he said he wanted to be in Cleveland because Adam Gase had a long-time joke that he would tell in the locker room, if you're not careful, I will trade your you-know-what to Cleveland. And so he got traded to Cleveland, and he said that he thinks Adam Gase sort of thought, I'm sending him there to die, and he's going to live for Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Jimmy Haslam got money. Hey, the check clear?
Yeah.
Well, there's no way that LeBron, I think, would call to ask himself to be on a